Hello, my friends. Thank you all for joining me. Well, Happy New Year, or at least a couple of days after New Year, as it were. Um, I mainly want to give this quick video to, I guess, explain, or not explain, but talk about what I want for the new year and what's been going on with my life as of very recently. It's going to be kind of an impromptu video because I didn't write a script. I guess that's what that means. But you probably have not seen, like, if you look at my upload history, you've not seen me for about a couple of weeks, probably a little more. And that was due to some circumstances, which include Christmas, that I've had to deal with. And, that's just the way it is. So, I visited my folks and some other family for Christmas. It was fun, but that's part of the reason why I hadn't record anything. As you guys have learned from when my cousin was here for about a month, or when my cousin was with my family for about a month that I had to go help them with, you knew that I had very little capacity to upload. Um, so when I have to travel somewhere that's away from my regular habitat, recording has to stop because at least up to very recently, due to sheer luck, I don't have a good enough phone to record, and I don't really have a good way to transfer my laptop or um, transfer my camera, or get a stable internet connection or a stable time to record. Because as one knows, it's best if we keep, recording ASMR on down low until it becomes, at least it appears to become more permanent. And obviously, with a channel that's almost 2 years old, I can say I'm pretty much permanent as is. But once I start getting, you know, into the four digits of subscribers, then I'll be considered more permanent. Which, by the way, if you guys can help me, if for some reason somebody who isn't subscribed yet is watching, subscribe, that'd be great. Anyway, but I haven't recorded in about 2 weeks because I had to deal with a few issues, if you will, and issues that have not quite resolved themselves yet. Most of it is with family, but a couple of issues are with me personally. The first problem right now that I've discovered fairly recently is college courses. Generally, I wait about a month, probably even a little less, to register for courses because they don't tend to fill up. The problem, however, is the school I'm going to, school/university, I'm going to have reduced the number of courses available. I think it's probably because of Omicron, but I will speak to a counselor actually the day after I record this. But yeah, a couple of courses I need to complete my next step in the next step of my degree are not available. It's not that they're closed; they just weren't offered. So I need to figure out, did I miss something? Are they gonna be offered in the next 2 weeks? I don't know. But that's a big issue I've been dealing with. Um, Another issue I've been dealing with is with family. Financially, my family's struggling a little bit. When I mean my family, I mean parents, folks, and stuff. I'm not married and I don't have any kids, so that's all I mean by that. But financially, they've been having trouble. First off, one thing I pray that fixes is like the general economy, because gas, as anyone knows, gas prices are up, and the big one that affected my folks personally are amenities are up. Um, right now, my parents are struggling with, uh, if you will, well, not really struggling per se, but it's hard to explain without going into too much detail, because I want to be careful without giving away too much detail that they may not necessarily want anybody to know. But essentially, it's become a little more of a struggle to pay for things like electricity, gas, and water, because all of that was up. Like, that's just the way it is. And this, combined with the state they live in and what's going on federally as well, prices are up. And another thing that's hurting them is gas prices. We were told by someone that it's probably best if we get a few more. If my dad would get a more fuelly efficient or efficiently fuel, or how would I say it, vehicle, um, to cut back on gas. The problem is kind of a catch-22. They want him to get one, but he can't afford one in the first place. He would save money by getting gas. He would just buy this expensive car, but he can't afford the expensive car. So it's just a complete mess right now. But yeah, so my dad has to travel almost an hour to work, back and forth, which really takes a toll on us financially, on them financially, because of the gas prices. So I hope that fixes itself as well. And some other minor problems that you know are that we're trying to work through. Another one is I learned a recent family member has had cancer. We don't know very much about what it is because both sides of my family happen to come from very secretive families. Um, yeah, one of my aunt slash uncles has cancer or had cancer, and we're trying to figure out what does that mean. Does this person have it now? Does this person still have it? Does this person has this person had it for a year or two? Is this in remission? We're afraid of it coming back. What's going on here? So we're just dealing with that stress right now, and it's just things that we hope that get better. For me, there aren't that many troubling things. I'm going to go to do a physical relatively soon from this date. Last physical I had went out well for the most part. The only concern is that my cholesterol is a little high, but that was probably due to me cooking recently with, at the time recently, with real butter, because I heard that was good for you, but unfortunately I did shit my cholesterol. So I will be, since that thing, I've been using olive oil in all my cooking. So I'm hoping that my cholesterol levels are much better. Everything else is fine. It's just that cholesterol number was a little high for my age, and my doctor said it was probably due to some genetics and some dieting. My dieting was fine, except for at the time the butter, and I would get like every once in a while if there was a place I used to like that had good donuts, and I would have those like for dessert. And again, I stopped doing that because that's a lot. That's a lot of cholesterol and carbs right there. So, um, yeah. So I'm hoping that my numbers are a lot better coming this physical. And I know that me rambling about my problems probably is not the best ASMR, as it's supposed to be relaxing, not stressful. But essentially, it's an impromptu video for if you're the praying kind, because I know a number of my ASMR friends are. And by some happenstance, you guys haven't watched it, I'd appreciate that too. If you're the praying kind, please pray for me and my family, as I hope to do with you. Good. It's always good to pray numbers. So I just pray that everything is good, because as everyone does, there are issues that you don't always see behind the camera because you don't care about that stuff. But every once in a while, people like to see humanity in their favorite creators. And right now, I have 203 subscribers, I believe, at the time of this recording. I hope to have a lot more in the future. I appreciate every single one of my subscribers, no matter if you were there since the beginning or if you're here now. Just want to thank you all very much for being with me. When I started this channel, I only did this kind of a hobby. My first couple of videos really did very well, getting 200 to 300 views. Then it just really trailed off. And even to this day, I have not, despite my quality, at least in my eyes, getting better, I have not been able to increase that number, and I have not exactly figured out why. Because everything seems to be better, but the numbers aren't there. Every once in a while, I would get a video that would get to 100 views pretty quickly, then hit a brick wall. I got that with my Poppy Playtime video, although that can be attributed to the dying zeitgeist. And then my ASMR singing video, which does continue to get views, but doesn't seem to get them nearly as rapidly as I would as a video with good views do. So still battling to see what exactly that balance is. Now for my future, I do plan on getting hopefully getting college courses, though that's not a guarantee. One thing I'm thinking about doing is I'm gonna figure out how to do it. I have very little time to figure it out. I gotta figure out if I can, I guess, soft transfer or semi-transfer. Maybe do a couple of courses in my regular school and a couple of courses in another neighboring school that offer better courses. We'll see how that plays out. I hope to, because right now I'm pretty much invested in getting my degree, which, for those of you who don't know, the end goal is to be a doctor in virology. That's pretty ironic, or coincidental, I guess, given the what we're dealing with in recent years. That pays decently. Of course, don't go into that for the money, but it pays a lot better than what I'm doing right now. Which is, I'm not even getting into what I may or may not be doing right now, because I'm the paranoid type. So the less specifically personal information I give, the better. So I'm hoping that I'm able to take those courses. I'm really close to my next, I guess, diploma, if you will, for lack of a better term. So the faster I can get that, the better. As for my financial situations, I've been thinking about investing. I've always thought about it for the last couple of years and never pulled the trigger. But it's like, you know what? We're kind of seeing from what I've read, we're seeing a kind of not crash, although I think that's inevitable, but we are kind of seeing a slump in the market, and generally that is the best time to start investing. You buy low, and then once it inevitably climbs up, because any decent economy, the stock market will climb up. We're not Venezuela here, so I do think that if I'm going to do it, now's the time. I have a little bit of capital, but very little. But I've known people, I have seen people who have started out with basically nothing and then end up doing pretty well for themselves. Hopefully, I'm one of those stories. We'll see. Maybe a week after I post a video, I'll think to myself, you know what? I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm just gonna get out of it. We'll see. But that's what I'm planning on doing. I also plan on writing for a couple of, attempt to write for a couple of um, columns that are, give attention to amateurs, such as Arc Digital. If you guys don't know who that is, they're up and coming, I guess, news company that um, publishes articles um, for amateurs. Although I don't think that will work for me because what I want to write about has nothing to do with what they do. But we'll see. There are several others I want to do, including some apologetic religious types. So we'll see what happens there. Um, I'm trying to think. I think that's kind of it. When it comes to this channel specifically, everything I said in my last update video is pretty much applies here. Nothing I have done or have said will deviate from that. It's just that I haven't had time to do everything I want with that. So that's why you haven't. So I'm not stopping the channel or anything. This hiatus was simply because I could not find time or means to record. So that's that. Uh, I noticed that it's kind of hard to do these impromptu videos sometimes. A lot of times I would just have either a script or an outline here in front of me. Here I just see the mirror reflection of my editor, or capture, I guess. So I guess that's all I want to talk about. I think that's everything. So I just want to thank you all. Just please, if you're a praying kind, please do pray for me and my family, because we need it right now. And I pray that this nation finds its way. Everyone that I know, all the friends I've made on Twitter and in real life, I hope and pray they find a good path. And that's just kind of it. So I just want to thank you all very much for being a fan and friend. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.